Okay, this is a review of this book, Bigfoot in Pennsylvania by Timothy Renner. I'm also going to be giving my thoughts on the new In Search Of, which just premiered on Friday night on History Channel. This is a really great book by Timothy Renner. It's a signed copy. I managed to get this in a double book auction with Bigfoot East Coast Wildmen on eBay. And I paid a really inexpensive price for both books, which isn't bad at all. Now, one good thing about this book that was what you might call different from his first book is there's not as many accounts of humans being mistaken for Bigfoots in this book as there were in his other book. Of course, the Bigfoots were called wild men, they were called gorillas, apes. There's a whole chapter about which is about gorillas being seen back in those times. Now, this covers the time period from the 1830s through the 1920s. There's also a few appendices about not only about Bigfoot and about gorillas, but also about other strange creatures and even strange lights. Now, the reason he included the stuff about strange lights in the book is because in Pennsylvania, there have been reports of, Bigfoot and UFO sightings. Do they have anything to do with the other? Who knows? But he does include the reports about strange lights in here. And other strange creatures as well. Strange looking dogs, snakes, alligators, almost like sea serpents. Fish that walks like a man, a water snake with wings. Just some very strange stuff in here, and also different names for Bigfoot in Pennsylvania that were used about 100 years ago. So, some really interesting stuff in this book. You see gorilla, spied along highway, who left the door open, only original gorilla seen in county again. There was a report of a quote-unquote gorilla attacking a young man, a young about 12-year-old boy. So, gorillas, apes, gorillas, gorilla hunt. Armed posse of 100 hunts for a huge ape in abandoned mine. So yes, the Keystone State has had its share of Bigfoot reports. I would definitely give this book, I'm going to give it a solid 10 out of 10. I really enjoyed this one a little bit more than I enjoyed West Coast Wildmen, and that was still a good book. I'm not saying that was a bad book. It was a really good book. But this one, I think, outdoes the first one, the other one. So, yeah, I would definitely recommend getting this book. They have a website, strangefamiliars.com. You can check out all kinds of cool stuff there, not just Bigfoot, but also strange phenomena, UFOs, ghosts, paranormal phenomenon, or supernatural phenomenon, things of that nature. So, check them out. Now, I want to give my thoughts on the new In Search Of. Okay, the new In Search Of premiered on Friday night, which was the 20th of July. Really good episode. As I've mentioned, the new series is hosted by Zachary Quinto, who has played Mr. Spock in the new Star Trek reboot movies. And I liked it. I really did like it. It was a great pilot episode for the new series. The subject was aliens and alien abductions, and he actually interviewed a couple of alien experiencers. The first individual took a polygraph test, and I won't reveal the results of the polygraph. But they're very interesting results, I have to say that. And there was another experiencer who claimed that he found some sort of weird apparatus in his toe. It was actually it was embedded in his toe, and he managed to get it out. He took it for testing to a laboratory. And of course, I will not reveal I'm not going to reveal any spoilers. This is going to be spoiler free. But very interesting results on the testing of the object that was removed from his toe. Also, a lady had an experience where she claimed she was lying in bed and she was lifted up out of the bed and lifted toward the ceiling and actually went, I guess, kind of vaporized through the ceiling. That's what she said. So Zachary Quinto actually experienced that himself by, at first he was lying in a weightless environment, that being a body of water, like a little tank in a studio, and then he was lifted up by a harness and some wiring, some wires. Very interesting. I mean, what I like about this new In Search Of is that Zach Quinto actually interviews the witnesses and experiences some of this stuff for himself, and even conducts little tests of these things. That's one of the better elements of this new In Search Of. It's a different format from the original series, but I think it works. I think it really works. Of course, I mean, I'm still a huge fan of the classic series, the classic Leonard Nimoy series. I mean, they did things differently. It was a different time. We're talking 40 years ago. So it was a different time back then. Things are different now. But do I recommend watching the new In Search Of? Yes, I do. I really enjoyed it. It was a good episode. It was really good. And Zachary Quinto is a great host. He does a great job, I think. You know, he's following in Leonard Nimoy's footsteps once again. First by playing Spock, of course. He got to play Spock alongside Leonard Nimoy in the first Star Trek movie, directed by J.J. Abrams. So I know that was a huge thrill for him. I mean, and now, of course, he's following in Leonard Nimoy's footsteps once again by hosting In Search Of. So, and the next episode is going to be about superhumans. And the preview shows what individuals can do sometimes when they're in stressful situations. Sometimes the adrenaline flows and you get to feeling like you can do anything. And you know, there have been experiences where an individual will be able to lift up a heavy car after a car accident, either get themselves out of it or get a loved one out of there. So I guess they're going to explore that on the next episode of In Search Of. That should be a really good episode. Yeah, I would recommend. Yeah, History Channel, Friday nights, 10 Eastern, 9 Central. Check your local listings for time and channel. I would give the first episode a solid 10. It was a really good episode. I really liked it. It was a solid 10. I enjoyed it. And I thought Zach Quinto did very well. Now, the nice thing about it is he's skeptical, but he's not willing to call people liars. He's not willing to dismiss their accounts out of hand. And that's why I like the fact that they conduct experiments on these things. I do like that they did that. That was really well done. Of Or he also went to SETI, and he also visited they had a big antenna, a huge antenna, taller than the Statue of Liberty, which was pointing up to the stars, and it was receiving messages or little sound pings and things like that. You know, were they from alien craft? Who knows? But yeah, I mean, the new In Search Of is really great. I really liked it. You guys probably like it too, especially if you're a fan of the original series. This one is really well done, I think. And like I say, it's a different format, but I liked it. I liked the new format, the updated format. So yeah, definitely check it out on Friday nights, 10 Eastern, 9 Central. There's 9 more episodes this season. It's a 10 episode, you might say, limited series. Hopefully it'll be picked up, and there'll be a new it'll become a new series. So anyway, yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna end this one, and thank you very much for tuning in. And there'll be a new HBM's news segment this upcoming week on Wednesday. This video is also going to go up on Wednesday. And a little bit of news I wanted to reveal is that I have been asked to step down from the hosting or co-host role on MNBRT Radio, but I will still be providing the weekly HBM's Crypto Corner segment. So I'm still a part of MNBRT Radio. So hey, listen, I was co-host for almost 7 years. I mean, it was time. It was just time. It's time for new blood. And I don't have an issue with that whatsoever, because I'm still part of the show. I'm still part of the show, so I'm happy with that. Besides, you know, I got this little video blog that I do every week or every 2 weeks anyhow. So, hey, no hard feelings. You know, Abe and I we're brothers. You know, he's my brother. So, yeah. Anyway, I have a feeling there's probably going to be some newer news coming up this week. Oh, one other thing. Yeah, one other thing I should mention. Thomas Steenberg's revised edition of Sasquatch in Alberta is now available for pre-order on HancockHouse.com. So for those of you who don't have his original book, which I don't have his original book, this is one of the best ways to get it. I'm definitely going to be getting a hold of it myself, because I've got his other 2 books and they're great. You know, I did a video about Thomas Steenberg not too long ago, about 2 months ago, and you guys seem to enjoy that. So I'm definitely going to. I definitely want to, you know, kind of express, you know, support for him. Oh, and tomorrow night on Monster X Radio, yes, Monster X Radio, Thomas is going to be co-hosting with Julie Wrench at 7 Eastern, 6 Central, blogtalkradio.com/MXR. Or just go to monsterxradio.com. It's going to be pretty exciting. So that's all the news I have for now. So guys, yeah, catch y'all later. Y'all be good or be good at it.